Hello, welcome to match 3 of week 6. We have the intimidation tactics on players versus the Spiritomb Raiders on opponents. The intimidation tactics are coming off a loss to the Oramaxers. Cradley just was never dealt with. It was on the field since turn 1. I think the match was like 13 turn. Cradley just flat out never died. The power of Water Absorb, Giga Drain, Recover, not Water Absorb, Storm Drain, just made a nightmare to deal with. And I think they're either 2 and 3 or 3-2. And the Spiritomb Raiders are coming off their first loss of the season to me. I was able to take care of what I thought was like the scariest one, Volcanion, really early. And I was able to, some of the mons that you see right now, like the Lopunny and the Skarmory, which are staples for the Spiritomb Raiders, were not brought. Partly because I had Intimidate, partly because I just had ways to deal with those mons very well, and they just didn't have good ways to threaten me. And I was able to eventually fight through Rock Slide flinches to close out the match. And there is something I want to talk about. Is that, and I'll talk about the end of the match, and it may affect the results of the match. And maybe I don't have to talk about it depending on who wins. But I'm looking at these mons. Let's see. What would I be concerned about if I were on either side? Let's see. I think Rotom Wash is a pretty good mon here. It threatens the Volcanion, the Primarina, and the Skarmory. It has access to Will-O-Wisp for the Lopunny and the Preventuza Valley. The only mon that I'd argue does pretty badly against it would be the Meloetta. But yeah, it resists fire, it resists the water. It doesn't resist the fairy, but you could threaten it. It's just a combination of its good typing and coverage makes it, and Move Pool makes it a big threat. And for the other side, that's a good question. What would I be worried about if I was the intimidation tactics? None of these really pop out to me. Maybe the Valley, maybe just kind of be it's not gonna like KO much, but I do think it's good natural bulk. And a bunch of these mons are more about some of these mons can definitely be very versatile, but Savali is like bulky enough to be able to take some hits. It's able to do some good neutral damage, so maybe that will be a decent player, just being able to support the team and stuff like that. And I want to lead a mon that can threaten either they could threaten the water types at least. So I want to either, my lead for the intimidation tactics, I want to include either Zapdos or Rotom Wash, at least one of those two. Maybe Zapdos, because I think Rotom Wash is a bit more, maybe has a bit more late game value, because I think it does better against more mons. And if I am the Spiritomb Raiders, I want to find, these electric types are just actually a really big problem. You don't really have you don't have grass type for the Rotom. You don't really have rock type for the Zapdos. Maybe just this Valley, because I think it's just pretty neutral and everything, and something else that comes along with it. Oh yeah. Also, I was given a bit of context from the Spiritomb Raider side that I think is important enough to bring up. It's so everyone has like their different routine while playing. I don't personally listen to any music. I feel like it distracts me, and I like to do math and stuff and just like think through my turns. Most people do listen to music, and I was told that they were listening to Wild Woody, and editing me will play what that song goes right now. Was that terrible? Was that great? It's up for you to decide. But okay, we have the double electric type lead for the intimidation tactics, which is nothing short of a disaster for the Spiritomb Raiders. 2 Mons, 2 electric types versus 2 Mons that are weak to electric. And I don't really see a way out of this. You don't have a ground type to absorb electric type attacks. You don't have a grass type to absorb electric type attacks. You don't have a dragon type to absorb electric type attacks. Like, this is just... And these Mons are faster than you. All these Mons... Like, you have the 2 slowest Mons in the field. Like, I don't really know what you do here. Like, do you try to... Did you make your Skarmory bulky enough to live 2 hits instead of Tailwind? That can help try to flip things around. But again, you're still weak to these double electric types. And this already looks kind of terrible. Like, what do you do against double electric? Just electric type spam. You got really nothing. I mean, so Meloetta is probably your best option here. Meloetta has really high special bulk. These are 2 special attackers. Meloetta can definitely take those. Meloetta is also in theory faster Rotom, and maybe if the Zapdos has no speed, the Meloetta does have speed on it. Meloetta is faster, so maybe it's like Meloetta Silvally, but you're still taking on this chip with a double switch. But yeah, I just clicked double electric move here. Okay, that's sturdy. And we just doubled right into the Skarmory. I'm assuming the Skarmory was trying to set up Tailwind of some sort. The Sturability makes it so it can survive at least 1 hit. I think this was a pretty good call from the Intimidation tactics. I felt like the Sturdy was kind of, the Skarmory was almost like a bait to like, oh, you don't have, oh, I'm so weak to electric, you don't have to double me. But doesn't just doubles it, make sure a Tailwind doesn't come off, and just anything fishy. So yeah, that's a Mon that gets KO'd on turn 1, and no value has been gained from the Spiritomb Raiders. I think Meloetta is your best bet here. It's just so specially bulky. Okay, we're gonna bring Mega Lopunny here. You do have to worry about static from the Zapdos, so taking that out is always a risk. But there's also like this kind of back and forth whenever that happens. It's just like, okay, if I'm the Intimidation tactics, my first thing is like, okay, faking out the Zapdos is such a big risk. The fake out has to go into the Rotom Wash. I protect the Rotom Wash and I attack the Zapdos. But that could be used against you and be like, hey, I will take the risk on the fake out on the Zapdos just because the Intimidation tactics will be so confident that the Zapdos is not going to get faked out. Something like that. Silvally. It can Rock Slide, it can do something. It definitely has a lot of moves. None of them are that threatening, that from I know at this point. There's the fake out, yep. We do have a Rock Slide miss. And now we do, let's see. And now we learn a bit more about the speed tiers. We now know that the Rotom is now faster than Silvally. And this matters for multiple reasons. 1, because it gets the attack first, and 2, because of Rock Slide flinches, which is what we're seeing already. It looks like it'll take around 3 Rock Slides to kill the Zapdos if there's no healing item. Lopunny does have access to Ice Punch to threaten the Zapdos, but again, the static stuff. But yeah, let's see. I do want to... The thing is that, like, there's so little, like, downside to double attacking here with the Intimidation tactics, but I also want to keep at least one of these electric types around. Probably the, just for the fact that there's still the Primarina and still the Volcanion out there. So, I want to keep... I mean, I think at least one of them is going to live for this turn. They may both live this turn, even with a double attack. So, I still probably double attack here. But once one goes down, I would like to get the other one out of here. And you have to figure out what Mon are you more scared of. I mean, attacking the Rotom Wash is definitely a bit safer just from the static standpoint of the Lopunny and maybe in the Silvally. So, like, this could be like Rock Slide, like, return or something like that. Just so you could get... So you can choose advantage to the Zapdos, and then the return. I don't know how much it's going to do the Rotom, but it's going to do a really big chunk. Oh, we're just going for it. Oh! Another thing is, Low Pony's base ability, I think, is Limber. And does Limber prevent, what does Limber prevent? Limber prevent paralysis? I don't remember, so I'm gonna stop talking about it, but maybe that could have been a way to get rid of potential paralysis chance. Alright, so, wow, that Thunderbolt hit hard. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, just taking the risk on the paralyzed chance. I don't hate it, because if you don't, especially if you don't think you can't kill the Rotom, then, like, you might as well just go for the KO. So that's, I don't hate that. But let's see, the Mega Mauros coming out gets double Intimidate value, so that's pretty annoying if you are the Spiritomb Raiders. I think that means it's a good time to get Meloetta in here, and maybe I'd send in Volcanion into the Savali slot. I think the Thunderbolt's more likely to hit the Lopunny here, just because that threatens a KO, and Lopunny is like generally a scarier threat. Unfortunately for Tomb Raiders, this is not new gen, so Scrappy does not ignore Intimidate, but if somehow a return can kill Rotom, like, maybe I'll do it. But you are risking Sucker Punch. That's another thing. So yeah, that's kind of another reason why I want to switch here. Yeah, I like switching the Rotom for the no, you resist Sucker Punch. That's not an issue. Yeah, but I do like switching in. I think the Volcanion is maybe a... I mean, I guess it depends, like, what you think is going to be more useful later on. And, like, kind of like the general stats. And Volcanion does... Premier does better against Greninja. Let's see. Volcanion does better against Arcanine. I think Volcanion's a bit better for switching here. And I would try to, like, Thunderbolt Lopunny and, like, I don't know, attack the Savali with something. Depending on what your moveset is. Maybe, like, Iron Head, player off, something like that. Oh, we do get the burn off the Fire Fang. That is huge, actually. You basically don't have huge power anymore, and every Fire Fang also has a chance to flinch. Not this time. And yep, that burn already making an effect, as a player up would have KO'd the Savali. Fire Fang is a 10% chance to burn, a 10% chance to flinch, with a 5% chance to miss. Okay, so we brought in the Primarina for the into the Lopunny spot. Let's see, I guess you were just not confident, but like you felt like the burn was the potential to burn was so important that the Fire Fang seemed worth it. The Fire Fang didn't do much damage. Like I don't really know like how great of a play that was. I do switching the Mega Lopunny out. I definitely am not opposed to that. If you were just gonna switch the Mega Lopunny out like that, though, I feel like Meloetta was better here. I feel like it just did a bit better across the board here. Just the fact that it theoretically maybe outspeeds Rotom Wash. It does at least base on base, but Rotom is outspeeding the Savali. So I don't know if that means that the Rotom is scarfed, or that the Rotom is just a lot of speed and the Savali doesn't. I don't have that information, but I think Meloetta was just a bit safer there. It eats the Thunderbolt very well, probably just like 30, maybe. I would guess even less. But yeah, I don't care about this Savali, to be honest. I'm just kind of mashing against this Primarina slot until you tell me otherwise. So like Thunderbolt, Iron Head, something like that. You could switch the Mega Ball out. Isn't the worst thing ever. But like, for what is the question? I'd probably just keep it in. I don't think any switches are too great. But the Supreme Arena is not in the spot that I'm happy for it to be in. I think it's... If your Meloetta is faster than the Rotom, I would want the Meloetta back in here. Just so, or you like... Yeah, I was going to say, like... I want to double this Supreme Arena slot because I don't want this Savali to die. It's -1 attack and show not to be doing anything. Unless there's a secret move that I have not seen yet. So, like, I'm like, oh, you could, like, protect Primarina and try to sack the Savali somehow. Like, but, like, if you just double the Primarina, then that doesn't happen. We may have to switch. And Meloetta, I think, is the only one that can really afford to do that. Okay. So we went for the Sucker against the Savali here. Again, I didn't care about the Savali living at all. Again, I'd prefer it to be on the field than off the field, which is why I want. So like, even if like Premier attacked it and the Savali did something, I didn't care, like in the slightest. Like I would prefer it that way. So, and that's pretty costly here. The Primarina is able to barely live and get a big Surf off. The Surf plus the Burn Chip will take out the Mega Walwile, and this Rotom is low enough to where like even a Fake Out from Mega Lopunny will be enough to take it out. And now you're down one of your Intimidate Mons. This Primarina is pretty low, meaning very, very low, so it's probably not going to do much for the rest of the game. There's that to worry about. Okay. I don't mind bringing... Let's see. All I just wanted was not the Volcanion to be brought in here. It's... If your Meloetta is faster, I think I send a Meloetta here. I think... Let's see. Is that true, actually? I mean, Hyper Voice would definitely kill the Rotom here. Maybe the Lopunny... Let's see. The pros are Meloetta is better against Arcanine, just doesn't get intimidated. But Meloetta does worse against Greninja. And then the Ditto could be whatever. Ditto could be hit or miss. I think Meloetta is a bit better than Ditto on average. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we are gonna send in the Ditto here, and we have other time a Ditto was brought, it was not Choice Scarfed. So that is something to be wary about. Is that, I mean, you could Choice Scarf Fake Out. That is a thing you could do and just outspeed the other Fake Out. But I think what I do here is, I think I just try to sack the Prim here. I think I protect with Lopunny and try to attack with Primarina. Reason is, I don't think the Primarina is doing anything for the rest of the game. It's too slow, it's too low. And I'd rather have just another fully healthy Mon. My guess would be Meloetta would be the best one here. Would be one I'm most favored for. And if you protect, you can learn maybe you can learn some information on what this what item this Ditto is. If we see Fake Out, it's probably not Choice Scarf. I guess that also depends on the what your moveset is. Okay, we're gonna Fake Out the Rotom Wash, and that is definitely gonna take it out. Oh, yeah, Ditto's ability is wrong. Oh, that's bad. That didn't even cross my mind. Okay, never mind anything I said. That is a pretty huge mistake, team building wise. And now, if this Primarina Moonblast, yep, that's a double KO. Yep, that is a pretty huge blunder. And now you're down 2-6. So we got to send these last two Mons. Greninja, definitely one of the better. Let's see, I think still. I was gonna say I think this match is still doable, but Volcanion at full health is very much an issue here. Even though this Lopunny is at -1, a close combat into Greninja will not KO it, but do so much damage that we're like you'll take that for sure. I think I'm gonna do what I said we should do last turn, which is protect Lopunny and try to attack with Primarina. I think the worst case scenario for you is like I was thinking maybe double attack, but the reason why I don't like that is that if the Greninja protects and the Arcanine like extreme speeds into the Primarina, or just even attacks the Primarina at all with anything. Well, no, it would be no. That's actually fine. Actually, no, I do like double attacking because then you can't kill both. Like, yeah, I was thinking, oh, then you just kind of are at a wash and you still have a protect turn. So yeah, I like double attacking here, and maybe you like extreme speed, Primarina, or protect here. I guess is like your only real thing, or maybe you hope for maybe your choice band and hopefully extreme speed kill Mega Lopunny. And I'm assuming a Surf is coming. Oh, Scald. Okay, Scald and Surf. Okay, just for extra coverage. All right, so that's so this is gonna make it a 3-1, a 3 against 1, and Volcanion at full health, and I think is gonna be able to take it out, and also with a full health Meloetta, not that great against Greninja, but it's so bulky that I think this should be fine. Yeah, and especially because if we can get a free hit here, Steam Eruption, that just KOs, and yep, okay, so congrats to the Spiritomb Raiders for yet another victory, and and I was gonna give some extra context on like what I needed to about this match, and the context is that after their week 5 match, the Intimidation tactics switched some of their mons. They got rid of Mega Mawile. I don't remember the other mons they got rid of, but they switched their team. And the rule is that when you switch your team, you have to play another match with your old team first, before the transactions go into play. And he at first brought in the team that had new mons, which is not allowed. And then so he quickly just made another team. In that other team was this, which is, and he didn't want to keep the Spiritomb Raiders waiting and yada yada stuff like that. So so that's why we saw the Ditto with wrong ability. Is what I can only, which is probably what happened here. I'm very confident that's what happened. It's the only thing that could have happened. But I was told about this, and I didn't know what to do with the ruling, and but the Spiritomb Raiders won anyways, so I don't have to make a ruling about it. So, that's gonna do it for me. That definitely makes my life easier, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.